What is up, Earthnoids and Spacenoids? I am just a simple new type, and in this episode we are returning to Mobile Suit Gundam. We are Federation Hooligans. Last time, Doug had a magic battle with a woman with a giant mole. Also, the team went to the Pacific Northwest when they ran into an MS-06FS Zaku 2 who killed Doug in action. This time, the Nemesis team is framed by someone, and Yuji gets the GM Striker up and running again. So let's get into this. Yuji remembers Doug telling him that he and Tara are good people and says, well, he's mute. He writes the words. Only when bent and twisted does one obtain a straight spirit. He holds Doug's gun cannon head as his unit goes up in flames. Yuji rages and attacks the unit claiming to be Garmazabi, but they retreat. One soldier tells Yuji to get onto the gunperry and help their team seek revenge. Let's just take a moment to admire this artist version of Garmazabi. Oh my. The Zeon remnants are still holding up part of Vancouver. EFF moves on them while the drunken Zeon commander remembers Garmazabi. Two of his subordinates decide to sneak off and surrender, then deal with this guy slowly going mad. The Vancouver commander is informed that Seattle has just experienced an attack by a platoon of 3 Zakus that are heading their way. That is when they begin getting attacked. It is the Zaku 2 FS and his team. They come in crushing gems, and everyone makes this face. There is a lot of meme potential with this manga. Saki is waiting to attend the meeting at the Grand Canyon. Remember, he stole the spy to help point out one of the EFF higher-ups who is working as an informant. But the Zeon spy doesn't think that they will show up to this event. At the event, Saki meets with Ford, but he also meets with Hens. Hens? No, I'm sticking with Hens. He says that Saki is a world-class baseball catcher, and he looks forward to the baseball club. I want to see that side story. Hens Brown is with Vice Admiral Waff and has connections in the transportation and communication industries. Ashley Lau is with the ground forces. General Wenval Hai has connections with the aviation industry. Of course, there is Peter Ford, who is here with General Wayne, an old real estate mogul. Vice Admiral Traberton is looking to privatize public companies on the colonies. They are all looking to get their slice of the pie in a post-1-year war world. Through Saki's glasses, he takes pictures of all the higher-ups at the meeting. At the hotel, the Zeon spy and Hawk look over the images coming in. He's never met him. Never met him. Nope. No matches thus far. Back in Vancouver, the old Garma Zaku begins attacking EFF. The soldiers were defeated, but now that they see what appears to be Garma, their spirits have been raised. A tidal wave of Zakus rush the base. One Zaku throws a colony fragment at what I thought was a big tray class, but I think it's just a building. It's hard to tell sometimes. Zeon is starting to get the upper hand, but that is when Yuji drops down in the GM Striker. Eddie is informed of Yuji's location, but she wants him to pull back. His mobile suit is on the verge of overheating. The Zaku's shell weapons don't penetrate the GM Striker. This person, calling himself Garma, continues riling up Zeon. Yuji's gym begins overheating. In the Grand Canyon, the spy finally spots a familiar face. It is Ground Forces General Wayne. Saki can't make a move on him until they gather more evidence. Hawk suddenly pushes the spy out of the way. A sniper almost shot him. The spy uses this opportunity to flee. He heads through the hotel where Saki cuts him off and tries to stop him. He gets loose, and just like he did at Ellsworth, he once again takes the colonel as a hostage. He begins running his mouth, and before he gives up General Wayne, he is shot. Saki quickly asks him, what is General Wayne's aim? Saki tells him, it is you. The spy dies. The old commander goes in to destroy the GM Striker when his Zaku is destroyed. It causes Yuji to fly off. Whee! The art direction is so weird in this scene that I don't really understand how the explosion goes off. I assume it is his reactive armor mixed with him overheating while the Zaku strikes him with the Heat Hawk. But it just shows a close-up of the Zaku, then boom, explosion. What happened? The 2 soldiers who wanted to flee and surrender earlier are in a Zaku tank cannon type and realize their commander just got himself killed for no reason. The MS-06V Zaku tank cannon type is Hajime Kotoki's design. It is also probably what we saw in Requiem for Vengeance. Like mentioned before, everyone has a unique take on the Zaku tank variant. This is equipped with a 180mm cannon, a 6.2 missile launcher on the front of the tank, a 3-barrel 35mm machine cannon, and it can hold any weapon a Zaku 2 could hold. It also has claw arms. They try to shoot at Yuji to avenge their commander. One of these dorks lied to the other, stating that he never shot down a single enemy, but this will be different. This was not different, as they are instantly destroyed by an incoming gym. The gym destroys all of the remaining Zakus but one. The GM then dabs in celebration. Wait, really? It dabs? Was dabbing big in Japan? The last remaining Zaku charges the gym and he takes it out with ease. His team, consisting of the Gun Tank 2 and the Gun Cannon 2, stand behind him. We talked about the Gun Tank 2 during Unicorn, but we haven't talked about the Gun Cannon 2. The RX-77-4 Gun Cannon 2 is built off of the Gun Cannon Heavy Custom. The beam cannon is on the right shoulder and isn't as top heavy as the previous shell round version. It also doesn't have to carry shell rounds anymore, reducing weight. This makes this unit surprisingly mobile for a heavy unit. Weapons include Vulcan guns, a beam cannon, the XBR M79A beam rifle, a 100mm machine gun, and the Fire Nut grenades. Fire Nut. The team gets out to meet the Nemesis team. They are the Slipner team under Commander Captain Sean Cassidy. Yuji is still beaten up over Doug's death. That is when Old Mole Lady comes over and tells him that she could resurrect her friend for at least 7,000. But she initially asks for 100k. Would it be? That is when a Gunperry pilot, Eagle Rock, brings two men who saw her scam the director. The director happens to be alive and was only mislabeled as KIA. He was only unconscious. They expose Mole Lady for the fraud that she is, and they take her away. Yuji goes back to being sad. His gym striker is also totaled, but Tara returns from Seattle. He is going to try to fix it regardless. He and his team go to work. Yuji tells Tara of a time when he tried to dress up and scare people on Halloween, but it didn't work. Tara said that he actually did it when he was a kid as well. The two bond and cheer themselves up. The next day, they have it all fixed up. Yuji gets into the gym and starts it up, and we get nothing. That is when Seattle 50th Weapons. Yeah. Oh god, that face is so scary. Don't do that, I'm trying to introduce you. Seattle's 50th Weapons Management Department 2nd Lieutenant Rhonda Dean. She is here to pick up all the immobilized mobile suits. She efficiently starts picking up the junk gems with a crane. Leg thrusters are fine. The nuclear reactor is fine. What is the problem with the striker? Yuji realizes the frame is bent and causing the electronics running through the frame to short out. It can be fixed, but it looks like they have about 5 minutes before it becomes junk. Rhonda wants Eddie to sign for the junking of the striker. She walks over and goes, "Oh no, I tripped and twisted my ankle." Rhonda rushes over to her and tells her to sign. She goes, "Oh no, I twisted my wrist." They force her against her will to sign the document. Yuji uses the tiki that Doug gave him for good luck and wedges it in between the frame. The weapons management department tells Tara and Yuji to get out of the mobile suit. They try one more time, but it still doesn't start. The Nemesis team looks on sad as the weapons management department takes the gym striker. Angry at the mobile suit, Yuji throws a rock at the unit. Pink! The mobile suit starts up and stands. It is working. They allow Yuji and the Nemesis team to keep the gym. Doug is still helping the team out even after passing. Since Hawk isn't there, Tara gives the words of wisdom for the day. A mechanic's job is to fix both pilot and machine. Yuji throws a rock at Tara's head and tells him to grow some hair on his chest before spouting wisdom. Choppers come to their location. They think it is the Major returning, but EFF soldiers surround them at gunpoint. They inform them that Saki and Hawk have been arrested under suspicion of being spies, and as such, all Nemesis members will be treated likewise. Meanwhile, Zeon officer Manartha Aja is riling up the troops in the name of Garmazabi. He wears a ninja mask, similar to Kaisilia Zabi. As long as there's a symbol for the people to rally around, the masses can be easily swayed. After the death of Garmazabi, rumors started popping up of him surviving. This reinvigorated those in North America. California base became a hotbed for guerrilla warfare. Hill Army Base in Utah. Major Saki Desao's court-martial begins. They want to know why he took the Zeon prisoner and suspect him of being a spy. Commodore Dunamo stands trial and claims that he would have approved his missions if Saki asked. Peter Ford is a part of the tribunal. They try to claim that the Nemesis Corps is also working with the ghosts of Garmazabi Corps. Colonel Smith testifies and states he saw the Gem Striker and Zaku 6 FS working together. Eddie tells Yuji that this is not a court-martial. They plan on erasing them and the Nemesis team. The Gunperry pilot, Lieutenant Rock, also lies and says Yuji prevented him from helping on the battlefield. Saki explains that he brought the spy and faked an ID to find the spy. He also states that the room that they were in was all set up by Colonel Ford. The reason he knew about the nuclear facilities at Ellsworth is that he knew that it was a diversion to attain and destroy a data file. Because of Xion's access to this diversion, this is where his suspicions of an informant first came into play. Saki calls to the stand Jean. You remember Jean, who left the Nemesis team after Vancouver? Saki sent him on a mission to uncover the spy. Jean shows the tribunal a picture of an old man. They say that this man is Tara, the real Tara. They explain this is why him being gone on repairs times up with the attacks by the ghosts of Garmazabi. Ford doesn't believe the story and wants to proceed with capital punishment. That is when the base is attacked. Chaos ensues in the courtroom. Terrace seems to have escaped. They wonder what they should do. Saki says that they have been deceived and it seems capital punishment is inevitable. He wants to uncover the truth. Hawk stands by the Major's side, but Yuji runs off on his own. As he is running, he hears his name. It is Terra next to the gym striker. And that will do it for this episode. This was lighter on the comedy compared to previous chapters, but Ugly Rhonda did save it. So ugly. Ugh. Next time, Yuji will use the gem striker with the light liner. We will see the return of the Sleipnir team, and we find out if Tara is actually the spy. But that will do it for now, new types. Remember, carrying a tiki mask can be the difference between you having and not having a mobile suit. Peace.